I feel like this is a mechanic of the movie, bro.
You know, literally the only thing from the game in this movie is Wendigos. But they aren't used
What about
the
our
same.
homegirl?
Was there not a timer? Was there not a timer that resets days?
No.
No.
What?
No.
Do they have to survive until dawn? That's like the biggest
because-
mechanic of this movie is the Groundhog's Day aspect. That wasn't in the game.
So in the game, the until dawn thing is because the Wendigos can't come out in the light.
What the
What?
fuck?
I kind of like this concept better, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, but the game has a lot more like emotion and character
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
development.
Fuck.
I like the music though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost like that was like the President movie before.
No, it wasn't.
Oh yeah,
that bad.
people, you guys aren't gonna like that one. I mean, I was falling asleep for most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Whose pick was that?
Summit.
Mr.
Sorry.
Notorious.
Listen, I'm just trying to pick newish movies that are like in theater. You know what I mean? They're
Hey
not
man, I
always
didn't
gonna
hate
be
that
good.
one.
I didn't
I
hate that
hate
one
that.
Oh,
either.
the explosion was the best part. It made
Oh,
it
that
better.
shit was hilarious, dude.
It was honestly just a run-of-the-mill horror movie. Like,
Yeah.
A lot of horror
Basically.
movies don't really, they're not groundbreaking material here, but they do
But
have
see,
a lot
the
of
pro-
blood.
But the problem with that was that the game was good. If they just did the story of the game,
Yeah,
it would have been a good
that's
movie.
crazy. That's crazy.
But
I
that's
did
a-
not know that it
that's-
was so it deviated so far.
That's every video game movie. And that's why I said I'm glad I didn't play it, because that makes you hate something more if you knew the original content. You know what I mean? I like that I didn't know it going in.
That was kind of me with the Last of Us
It makes it a
show.
little bit better.
I'll say this.
Yeah,
I'll say
it makes it
this.
a little bit
There
better.
not being anything outside of Megan's dead was stupid. I thought there should have been something there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
whole purpose of like what's going on.
Yeah,
They didn't even try with
fucking
this.
movie. Yeah,
Oh, they
They
didn't
didn't
explain shit.
They
tried.
they also didn't even like hint. Oh, maybe she's alive. They find out she was dead like halfway through the movie, and then the rest of
Yeah,
it was just
she's just a monster.
bullshit.
The sister? Yeah.
Oh, she's a Wendigo.
They accomplished nothing. They grew none.
They survived.
The video game
I'm glad
makes
I didn't
you
pay
think
for that.
people are dying, and it's like they make you think for a little part of the game that it's someone else, like a real person in the group. So you're thinking,
Yeah,
like,
so-
oh, who in
yeah.
the group is killing motherfuckers? And then all of a sudden, dude gets like snatched through a fucking window by a fucking monster, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about the game is like the big chunk of the game makes you think, oh, it's just like a slasher. They're getting
Yeah.
murdered by some killer in the woods, and then the game does a full 180. Whoa, shit! There's fucking monsters here now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they lose that whole bit there.
Because like yeah, it's like Rami Malek doing a bunch of shit, and then all of a sudden one of the girls gets kidnapped by a monster and goes crazy.
That movie is still twice as good as the President movie.
I knew you were
Yes,
gonna say that
agree.
shit.
Agree.
Disagree. All right.
Disagree.
Summit, you start with your rating.
cookies all
For
over
3.5.
Yeah,
3.5.
Big Zo?
Big Zep?
Trying to think, because like
I was like, did he leave?
I wasn't like I was very interactive, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was saying, what do you guys do? Like, but like replay value, like 0.
Yep. 100%.
This is like something your girl would force you to watch, and you're like, okay. Yeah. What did we give Beekeeper?
I think overall, Beekeeper had like a 5.5. No, like a 4.5.
3.8.
We gave
Damn,
Beekeeper.
we really hated that.
Okay,
Bro,
nah.
that's
If Beekeeper's a 3.8, we gotta get this a 1.5. I give it a 2.
That's what we gave it though. That's as a collective.
What
Beekeeper might have been better for you. You know what I mean? You might have said Beekeeper was a 5 or 6.
I would watch Beekeeper again. Now that like Like why? Like I don't feel like it was a bad movie. This was like, this was.
This did
terrible.
make Beekeeper look good.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
give this a 1.5. Terrible.
I didn't watch Beekeeper with you guys. I've seen it before, but I didn't watch
But
it.
did you said 1.5 now?
I'll give it 1.5. Yeah.
I also gave it a 1.5. I'm next, by the way.
Yeah.
Change your shit. Night Night.
I'd say critically it's like a 1-2. Entertainment wise, I still give it like a 4 entertainment. So I'll go with the 3 on that because it was entertaining. I was interested in seeing where it ended and where it was going. The problem is where it ended and where it was going was a letdown. Otherwise, it would have been a little bit better. But
It had a decent concept.
That sounds like Silent Hill 2 to me.
yeah. Like I said, decent concept. It was entertaining where you're like, I wonder what happened. Like I didn't want to just shut it off and
Yeah.
stop watching it. It was like, I want to know what happens. Like it didn't end up answering a lot of those questions. Like, all right, what actually is going on type deal. They didn't get there. But the death scenes were funny or entertaining at least, like surprising. So there were some good aspects to it to make it entertaining. Like I said, critically it's like a 1, right? But entertainment wise value, like a 3 or 4. So yeah, 3.
Chris.
I was a little worried. The first death was so bad. Like you could see how bad the fucking the effects were. Like you could see it was a dowel when he got like cut in half. But I think they saved the movie. He got cut in half.
Yeah, but what was it?
It was a what?
Move like a dowel.
A doll?
You're all stupid and dumb, and I hope you
A
trip
doll?
on a fucking Lego. Shut the fuck up. And let me
No, I
finish my
actually didn't know
Lego,
what you were
okay?
saying.
Okay. All right. Now listen. Okay. Now, once they started blowing people up, that's when the movie actually became interesting because they kept using that same effect because that was the only good thing about this movie. I'm gonna give it probably a 3 because that it was at least entertaining to that point. But it was the worst fucking horror movie I've ever seen. So I don't know what else to tell you on that one. And they try to make it.
I also agree with that.
Oh no. The problem is it's
So
the
many
worst
bad ones.
one. It's the worst one because they actually tried to make it like this was a good movie. You can
Yeah,
tell that
yeah,
they,
yeah.
they actually made it feel like, no, this is a good movie. Okay,
Yeah.
all of our generation loves this. None of the men could pick up a sledgehammer. This is great.
Yeah, I give Chris that 100%.
All right, Haunted.
A 2 because I laughed my ass off. Really, that's it. If I didn't laugh, a 1. But I literally was laughing out loud. Like I think I laughed harder at that than most funny movie cues.
Cody.
Oh, it was a very surprising showing. I was very surprised.
Glad you showed up for this one. A great one to show up to.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, thanks for bringing me
always,
along for
Jody.
this one for sure. I like the part where they get bubble guts and explode. That is nice. That was a nice touch. There was some bubble guts too. You could hear the little rumble. You knew it was coming.
That shit
So-
hurts.
And the payoff was nice. So that's a 3 for me. Just straight up
Just
right
for-
there. Just that.
I was
But
hoping when the one chick's
they never answered the entire underlying question, and like the entire premise of the movie made sense. So I have to subtract a 0.5 because it was already pretty low. It's a 2.5. That's a 2.5.
That's fair.
What are we saying here?
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
I was hoping when
Alright.
one chick looked like she was pregnant that it was gonna blow out her ass. So I was.
I thought that was gonna happen. I thought there was gonna be like
hoping.
a fart sound effect and
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
blood
it
shooting out of her.
Oh, that would have put me over. the
That wasn't
top.
even
Oh,
fair.
could've
That wasn't
brought it
even
back to a
fair.
3.
Everybody
That
else
would've brought it back
blows
to a
up in
3.
one
Exactly.
go. She blew up in like 4 different parts.
Bro,
Yeah.
she got the
Her
worst
leg.
deaths, bro. Like I felt,
How's
I thought she was gonna die at the end too when she was crawling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna drag her ass
Yeah.
back in. Like, all right, later,
Still,
bitch.
how's her leg blow up first from drinking water? How did it get to
How's
her
her?
leg,
How is
dude?
that one chick just gonna stab that dude with a
And
fucking
and just talk.
pickaxe just because he won't die? Like he's sitting there like having a heart to heart, and he's like, fucking dying. Like,
And then, what did he say? She was like him
Him
first, and he
first,
said
yeah.
what?
I think he was shocked that she said it, not so much the feet. But then again, he's like all for her, even though she's like ready to kill him for her friends.
She stabbed him. She like straight up just not even like merciful, just like it's gonna be really fucking painful.
I mean,
right in the liver.
They could have done like a cool thing character-wise if like the characters all started like trying to kill one another. To
If
be
they
like,
turned on each other a little
I
bit.
thought it was gonna
yeah,
start becoming a good movie when that happened. I was like, that'd be
you.
sick.
Like,
Yeah,
then
like-
it would be like relationship breaking of like, you tried to fucking kill me, and then he tries to kill her after.
Yeah.
That would've been cool.
Well, and their memories weren't great either. Like making it a who's been killing us type deal among the friends.
Oh,
been
that
good
could
too.
have that would have been a concept of
Yeah,
which
isn't
one of you killed us.
Isn't
Yeah, because the
game-
chick killed the guy and he didn't even remember it. And then you see the videos, of the friends killing
just
each
skipped,
other,
like,
and then they have a revelation. Like they would have had some cool things with that. Could have.
Skip the whole night, like half the nights. For why?
Just so that they could have a compilation of
show?
like,
And no
it'd be-
explanation of like why they don't remember.
It would just be so
Did they
redundant.
explain that?
You know, just like
like why did they remember just those nights?
they're like our movie plot's so ass we have to skip half the movie.
Yeah, like I
Half
think they
the
like
nights.
ran out of budget halfway through, and that's why they did that shit.
They could have added a lot more depth with some of those nights and figuring more stuff out and doing things, but it's a campy, stupid horror movie, which I still kind of enjoy anyway. But they
They could have just made it like 5 or 6 nights. They didn't have to make it 13 nights.
Yeah,
If they just didn't want to do that many nights, they could have just they made the whole story.
but they didn't really. That's one of the big problems. They didn't really have any revelations.
Like,
everything,
why did it have to
everything
be
was
13?
given. Everything was given to them. All the info they got was like literally somebody telling them it instead of them figuring some shit out.
Yeah, just
You know what
straight
I
up.
mean?
They logged in first time, got meta unlocks, just like
Yeah, the only thing they
Yeah.
figured out was like, oh, this is the front door he went through. We found it on this VHS. Let's not go through it until the last night. You know what I mean? Like actually having revelations and them like mystery solving would have been cool, but it's like, oh, we're just gonna give you this info.
Dude, having nothing with the sister. Like,
Yeah,
it's-
just
it's
your
good
sister's
for
in the
me. Like,
forest.
how
Oh,
can you
she's
not
gone.
have something with her?
Yeah.
yeah, we got gaslit into thinking like they'd meet up in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
And there was
Recon,
a-
what's your
there could
rating?
have been a way to save her or something.
I find it extremely funny how we've all said the same thing because literally watching the movie, I was thinking about my rating. I'm like, it's a 1, but I liked some of the funny deaths,
Yeah, it's
so
still-
a 2.
Yeah,
Some of the deaths were funny, so I got enjoyment, so 2.
it
It
was
wasn't.
still entertaining.
It wasn't
not overly
complete
entertaining.
dog shit.
5 minutes into it, I said I was going to rate it a 2. And somehow it dropped down to a 1.5 after that. So,
Yeah, I didn't like a single thing about this movie. Acting was terrible. Fucking
Guys,
everything about it was
we-
terrible.
Low key though, we gotta rewatch Beekeeper. Because
every week.
that
I
was
think we should do
our
a special day when we forget about it in the future. We just run it back.
yeah, because that was like our first movie, and we were like really beginners at this shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Was that the first one
I
we
feel like
watched?
we'll have more
Yeah.
appreciation
Yeah.
for Beekeeper. Something tells me.
Oh,
I never
man.
saw it. I joined them after that.
I've never seen
Because-
Beekeeper.
Okay, Beekeeper is like
That's
it's like
perfect.
what Chris was saying. Like it's not a great movie, but it wasn't trying to be a great movie. We're watching like bad movies that are trying to be great
Yeah.
movies. I think Beekeeper
Okay.
was just like, hey, boom.
Dude, they
Boom.
thought that movie was so
Boom, yes.
good. They thought the movie was so good they set up for part 2. Like
What?
near the end.
Until Dawn.
The TV.
this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they ain't no
Yeah.
part. Ain't no part 2 happening with
At
that
the
shit.
game with the snow.
Yeah, with the
Hell
snow
no.
in the second car.
Yeah, who's watching that shit? It's gonna be the same thing.
Yeah,
man.
the game shits on that. The game shits on that.
All this movie does is make people not want to play the game. They're going to be like, "Oh, I saw the movie and I didn't like it."
Yeah, this is actually
Yeah.
poor
Why would-
promotion for the
Why
game.
would I play the game?
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll get all the people who played the game to be like, oh, you got to play it. It's so much better than that. So maybe it'll bring some more people to it.
I don't know. I'm definitely not playing the game after watching that garbage.
It's not at all. It's a completely different story.